Did you understand what I said? Not at all. But you can still sit. If you don't think you can use it as meditation. As it's the same as meditating. If you just keep listening to the sound, the voice, and if your mind don't think about anything, then the sound of Dhamma can calm your mind.
I used to listen to Ajahn's Dhamma talk through the YouTube.
Okay. Yesterday we have a question and answer session.
You were in Thailand, so
You haven't seen it. Yeah. When you go back, you can see it. So you have no further question, huh?
Can I just ask Ajahn? Long time mentioned Samadhi develops Panya and Panya develops Samadhi. Both goes together.
Normally is Samadhi develop Panya. Panya develop Samadhi is only a special situation in which you cannot use the meditation object, mindfulness, to calm your mind. Then you have to use Panya instead. For instance, if you try to concentrate on your breath and your mind won't concentrate, your mind keeps thinking about some problem that you have. So in order to free your mind from that problem, you have to use Panya. You have to ask yourself that this problem, what is the nature of this problem? Is it anicca? Is it anatta? If you can see that it's anicca, this problem will go away anyway, sooner or later, if you just leave it alone. Anatta, sometimes you cannot fix it. It's beyond your ability. Like someone dying and you worry about that person, so you cannot concentrate on your meditation object. But if you use Panya, the wisdom, insight, which is the three characteristics, at the problem is the person, the sick, the dying person that you're worried about. If you ask yourself, is this sick person permanent or not permanent? Is he going to last forever, or he's going to have to die? If he's permanent, then you don't have to worry about it. He's not going to die for sure. If you know he's permanent. But if you know he's impermanent, you don't have to worry either, because he's going to die anyway, right? So you have to use this truth to get rid of your delusion, your desire for something that is not true, not possible. So when you think of that dying person as being impermanent, so there's nothing for you to worry, because no matter how much you worry, that person's gonna die anyway, because he's impermanent, he or she is impermanent, and he or she is anatta. His body is anatta. It's not something you can control and say, stop this death, stop this sickness, stop this illness, stop this aging process. You cannot stop them. Yeah. So you just have to let it go by itself, So when you see that this person that you worry about is anicca, dukkha, anatta, dukkha because you are restless, you are agitated, you're not happy because you have desire for this person to be permanent, to get well, not to die. But once you see with the truth that this person is impermanent, this body, no one can control it. No one can tell it to be like this or like that. So when you see this truth, then your mind let go of your attachment, let go of your desire for that person to be alive, not to die. and then your mind then will become free and calm. Then you can now concentrate on your breath and continue on with your meditation. You still need to have mindfulness, because this wisdom can only help you get rid of some of your restlessness and agitation, but it cannot bring you into samadhi, full samadhi. It can only bring you to half samadhi, have your mind become calmer than before, so that you will be able to concentrate on your meditation object.
That is still not the full panya yet.
No, the full panya, it has to happen to yourself. When you sit and you have pain, if you use panya to look at the same thing, look at your body and see it as impermanent, look at the pain that comes from your body, that it is impermanent, it is anatta, you cannot tell it to go away. And the reason why your mind is so restless or so painful is because you want the pain of the body to disappear. But after you investigate with panya, you can see that the pain of the body is anatta. You cannot tell it to go away. So if you accept this and let it be, leave it alone, it's impermanent. Sooner or later it will disappear. It comes and goes. And if you can overcome your attachment to this pain, your desire to get rid of this pain, then your mind will enter into samadhi. This is the case if you cannot use your mindfulness like reciting a mantra. But sometimes you can use the mantra and you can go through this pain without... you can pass through this pain and your mind can enter into samadhi if you have strong mindfulness. But if you use panya, you also have mindfulness. You have access to mindfulness as well as panya. So then you will know how to use panya to solve all your problems later on. Whatever comes up, you know the problem is your attachment, your desire for things that is impermanent to be permanent, for things that you cannot control, that you can control. So you have to eventually accept that everything is impermanent, everything is beyond your control. You have to let it be. Then you will not have any suffering with anything, because you don't have any desire for them to be or not to be. Let them be. If they come, let them come. If they go, let them go. This is panya or wisdom.
Do we look at the pain as Vedana as separate from the matter, body? Is a Vedana feeling which is separate from body?
Well, it comes from the body, see. Vedana comes from the body. You look at it as impermanent and as anatta. It doesn't matter where it comes from actually. What matters is, can you leave it alone? The reason why you cannot leave it alone because you think you can control it, you can fix it, see. But if you look at things that you cannot fix it, then you leave it alone. Like the rain, can you fix the rain? So you leave the rain alone. And then you're not bothered by the rain, whether it falls or not falls. The same way with vedana, with your pain. If you look at it as something that you cannot fix or manage, then you just have to leave it alone. It's beyond your control. And when you can leave it alone, then it will not bother you. You can live with it. You can exist with it. It can come and it will not bother you. Like the rain, when it comes, it doesn't bother you, because you know you cannot fix it. But if we all can fix the rain, we'll stop it right away, right? So everything is anatta. They are natural processes, but we sometimes forget. We think they are something that we can control, we can create or destroy. But we cannot really something you might be able to create and destroy. Like food, you can cook, and then you can eat and you can throw it away. But there are things that you cannot control. You cannot tell it to come or go. It just comes and it just goes. And the only thing you can do is to be able to accommodate it, embrace it. Don't try to reject it. Your desire to get rid of it is the cause of your mental pain, your mental suffering. If you can do this, you don't have to take painkillers when you have pain in the body, because the pain in the body is minimal as compared to the pain in the mind. And if you can get rid of the pain of the mind by using vipassana, panya, then you don't need to take painkillers, because the pain will not be unbearable. What is unbearable is not the pain of the body, but the pain of the mind. This is wisdom. Develop samadhi. If you can calm your mind by teaching the mind to accommodate the physical pain, then your mind will be peaceful, will be calm. And this is also the way of developing enlightenment. You become enlightened. You see the working of the four noble truths. You can see the suffering of the mind arises from your desire. In this case, your desire to get rid of the physical pain. And then you can get rid of your mental suffering by using the magga, the path to the cessation of suffering. That is wisdom or panya, to see things as they are. See this physical pain as anatta, as impermanent, something you cannot control. It comes and goes as it wants to. Only thing you can do is just to accommodate it, welcome it. If you can welcome it, then you will not feel painful mentally. You will not suffer. The reason why your mind suffers because your mind doesn't want to welcome this physical pain. Your mind wants to get rid of it. And when you cannot get rid of it, you become frustrated. You become painful in the mind. If you can see the working of the Four Noble Truths, you have achieved a certain level of enlightenment. The first level is to see the working of the Four Noble Truths toward the body and the pain of the body. Once you see that the body is impermanent, the pain is impermanent, it's anatta, you cannot control it. Then you leave the body, leave the pain alone. Then you will no longer be hurt by what happens to the body. The body can get old, get sick and die, and it will not bother you. Because you know that what bothers you is not the sickness or illness or death of the body. It's your desire not to let the body die or get sick. That is the cause of your mental suffering. See? So you stop this one. Instead of trying to stop the body from dying, you stop your desire from wanting the body not to die. Once you can stop this, then it doesn't matter what happens to the body. Then you will really achieve the first level of enlightenment. Because you'll see the five khandha, the body and the pain, as anatta, as anicca. And you let go of it because you know your suffering arises from your desire to control the five khandha. You have to see the five khandha as being anatta. You cannot control it all the time. Sometimes you can, but sometimes you cannot. Like the body, right now you can control it. You can give it food, you can walk, you can go do this and that. But eventually, you're not going to be able to tell it to do anything when it gets sick. You just want to lay down, don't want to get up. Okay?
So in other words, when we sit in meditation, when the pain comes, we use panya to overcome
Then this will be panya develop samadhi. This will be also entering into the Magga of the first noble of the first enlightenment stage of enlightenment of the Sotapanna. Sotapanna see the truth, see the noble truth of suffering that is being caused by the desire to get rid of, to fix the body, to fix the pain, to control the body, to control the pain. But it sees with wisdom that you cannot control the body, cannot control the pain all the time. Sometimes you can, sometimes you cannot. When it comes to the time when you cannot control it, then you just have to teach your mind to accommodate it, to live with it, not to resist, not to reject, to accept it. Then your mind will not be hurt. Then you understand, you see the Four Noble Truths inside your mind. This is what we call enlightenment. Enlightenment is to see the working of the Four Noble Truths. And from that time on, you will solve your problem. You will see that all your problem is in the Four Noble Truths, not in that thing or this thing or that person or this person. It's your desire toward those person that cause your suffering. And you want to get rid of your suffering, you just have to pull back your desire from those person or things. Leave them alone. That's all. Good enough?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Clear enough? But before you can use wisdom, you need to develop a lot of mindfulness first. Yeah. Because if you don't have mindfulness, as soon as it becomes painful, you want to get up, you want to move your feet. You cannot, you don't have the capability to investigate with wisdom. So first you need to have strong mindfulness to a certain level in which you can then sit and face the pain and then analyze the pain, analyze the suffering in your mind, which is the problem, which is not the problem. You have to have time to look. Then you'll find that the problem is not the physical pain, but the mental pain caused by your desire. Then you just get rid of your desire by seeing that you cannot get rid of your physical pain. You have to accept your physical pain. When you can accept it, then your mind will not be suffering, will not suffer. Your mind will remain calm and peaceful.